I wanted to talk to you about what motivates you to start these businesses. And one thing that struck me was you have big ambitions. You know, we say SpaceX takes 80% of payload to space, but that's not actually the ambition of SpaceX. Like, what is the ambition of SpaceX?
The goal of SpaceX is to make life multiplanetary in order to extend the probable lifespan of consciousness. That's been the goal from the beginning. You can see videos of me talking about this 20 years ago. So in order to do that, we need to transport a lot of people and equipment to Mars. And if we're able to do so, then we will get past the Fermi filter of being a single planet civilization, which is a precarious situation. You know, if we're, like I said, if we're a multi-planet civilization, the probable lifespan of civilization is much greater. And once we're a multi-planet civilization, we can then extend beyond our solar system and try to go to other star systems, get out there and explore the galaxy, and find perhaps we'll find many long dead one-planet civilizations out there among the stars. But I'm just, you know, for me, I'm motivated by curiosity about the nature of the universe. You know, where are the aliens? Are there aliens? How does where do universes come from? How do they end? Are we in a multiverse? Or what are even the right questions to ask?
The right questions to ask what?
Well,
an alien?
Well, Douglas Adams in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the point he was making, one of the points he was making, Douglas Adams was making in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, is that the answer is the easy part, the question is the hard part. So, so what I think we want to do is expand the scope and scale of consciousness to better understand what questions to ask about the answer that is the universe.
And do you think these big framing missions and objectives in very big ways helps you? How do you translate that to kind of, I don't know, a business? Do you have like a business plan? How do you translate it to what you need to do today? It's like stepping stones.
Well, in the case of SpaceX, it's delivering satellites to orbit and supporting the space station.
But that's a Starlink, and that's Starlink a stepping stone to the bigger mission, right?
Yeah, and well, Starlink is good in and of itself. So the Starlink system provides low-cost, high-bandwidth connectivity anywhere in the world. It's the first truly global internet system, and I think it's helping a lot of people around the world that either don't have access to connectivity or it's too expensive. You know, once you have access to the internet, you can learn anything. You can sell your products and services to the rest of the world. So I think Starlink actually is going to do a tremendous amount of good, is doing a tremendous amount of good in lifting people out of poverty and helping them. Yeah.
And what about Neuralink? So talk to people about what Neuralink is.
Neuralink is, well, the long-term goal of Neuralink is to achieve human-AI symbiosis. The short term is really just helping people who have a brain or spine injury. So our first human recipient of a Neuralink, actually I just was meeting with him a few days ago. He has a Neuralink implant and he can control his computer and play video games just by thinking. So the first Neuralink implant is called telepathy. You can control your computer and phone just by
Where is it is implanted? Like sort of here?
Yeah.
And he just thinks, and it's like a training.
There's no wires. It's
you just think, and it.
Yeah, it's inductively charged. So if you look at him, it doesn't look like he's got anything on. So the implant is invisible, essentially. Yeah, you can control his phone and computer, and he played the first, right after it got installed, he played video games all night.
And you're thinking you then can, if you have a spinal injury, you can embed another one in your spine.
Right.
And they can talk to each other.
Right. So long term, we think you could restore full body mobility to someone by transferring the signals from the motor cortex in the brain past where the spinal injury is. We've already demonstrated this in animals, and it's looking very good.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we talk galactically. How do you decide what ideas, like, do you have like terrible ideas, good ideas, too many ideas?
I have too many ideas.
Too many ideas?
Too many ideas.
And what do you do with
Ideas are relatively easy. Execution is hard.
And are people inside your companies, do they have ideas?
Yes.
And what do you, how does that work? How do they pitch an idea to you? They just do it?
So it's not really a pitching process. I have meetings with the engineering and design teams, and we discuss, product improvements or new products. But there's no actual sort of formal pitching or anything. It's really just we meet all the time, and people come up with ideas, and we move forward with them, or we don't, or we.
But I'd imagine you're very data-driven, right? As a person, right? Or not?
Well, what do you mean by data? Do you mean like looking at?
Well, like someone comes like, I want to know why does it work? Show me the data, or you're like, you know what? I think let's just give it a go.
Well, I think I'm not particularly data-driven in the sense that I'm, like, if I don't decide on a new product based on, say, consumer surveys or something like that. I try to mentally simulate what the end customer would be like that would want this, but we don't go do a bunch of consumer surveys, or I don't really ask people.
No. You put yourself in.
Yeah.
You put yourself.
It's really pretty obvious, I think. In the case of Starlink, would people buy low-cost, high-bandwidth, fast internet? Well, yes, obviously.
Yeah, but lots of people say, would they buy an electric car? They say, well, they might, but it's hard to make. Usually, then maybe they will, but I'm going to go and make Tesla and sell 1.2 million.
Well, the thing is that if you listen to surveys of do people want an electric car, you would not. There's no way you'd start an electric car company, because people don't say yes. They're happy with their current car. I think Henry Ford famously said, if you ask people back then what they wanted, they'd say they wanted a faster horse, and they would not have said they want an automobile. And I think there's also a famous survey of would you buy a television, and I think 90% of people said no. So you got to be. It's because people don't understand what this new thing is that you're offering. So I think you need to be able to imagine how someone would enjoy the product, and if that seems compelling, then I think you should move forward with it.
What a lot of young people in the audience, young creators. What advice would you give to people starting out their careers today? Apart from you're not going to have to work, so
yeah. Well, there'll be obviously a transition period as AI gets better and better. I mean, the companies that will succeed in this transition period will be the ones that most effectively use AI. So if you're doing something and making maximum use of AI and you're competing against someone who is not, you will win.
So the AI is not bullshit, no?
It's not. No, it's getting better very rapidly.
It's going to change things for the better, and one chance in 5, existentially for the worst.
There's definitely some risk. It's an immensely powerful thing. So when something immensely powerful is created.
What's like the best application of AI you've seen, do you think? I mean, how's Grok going and XAI?
Well, I mentioned some of the near-term applications of AI, where you have AI understand a user's interests, and then you match content with that user, both organic content and paid content. You match it to that user.
Yeah.
That is already happening. TikTok's actually done a great job of that, and then Meta more or less copied them, and the X platform is doing the same. So those are examples that I think people experience every day. Now we're also seeing incredible image generation, where companies like Midjourney make beautiful images instantly. Now it still takes some skill to get the best pictures out of Midjourney. So there's a talent to creating compelling pictures. You're also seeing video, which is just a bunch of pictures, essentially. So you'll be able to create videos and can already create pictures that are very compelling. If you need to write something, then the various AI things like Grok or Gemini, ChatGPT can help you write things.
Yeah.
When I talked to my son in university, and he's was like, how many of your classmates are using AI to help them write things? And he said, all of them. It's like, okay. I think that there's going to be a significant disruption in internet search, because really for internet search, you're just looking for an answer. So if the AI can provide you with a better answer than a bunch of links, then you'll prefer that over Google or Bing. So I think there's going to be quite a significant disruption in search. I mean, technology will help you do anything that you want to do and more of it. So, like I said, I think we are headed to a very interesting future. This is the most interesting time in all of history. So, enjoy the ride.
All right, that's a good place